Coming up on Mountain News this morning, family members in the community remember the life and legacy of a man who died in a crash in Perry County this week. Plus, the community continues to celebrate the life of Paige Hayes. Yesterday was the 2-year anniversary of her death. And after, quote, a few struggles this year, things may be looking better for the Martin County Sheriff's Department.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News This Morning.
Good morning. We are just shy of 6 o'clock on this Thursday, August the 22nd. I'm Will Puckett. Thank you for tuning in to Mountain News This Morning. Yesterday was another hot one, and hopefully Brandon can finally fix that thermometer and turn it back this way just a little bit. Brandon, we're heading towards autumn. Are we going to see some relief on this Thursday?
If we hit 90 anywhere today in this region, I'm taking the thermometer out back and I'm going to office space it. I'm going to take a sledgehammer to it, and I'm going to give up on my weather forecasting career. But anyway, yes, we will see some cooler temperatures as we head toward the weekend. Let's get right into it with live pinpoint Doppler radar, and you can see a few scattered showers and storms starting to pop up in our region. There are some just north of McKee and Jackson County, and some coming into western Pulaski County west of Science Hill and Somerset. So those are working their way toward us as we head through the morning hours here. Some limited visibility. Harlan, of course, less than a mile there. Jacksboro at 6 miles. Remember, that threshold for dense fog is about 5 miles there, so just kind of keep that in mind. Some of those sensors are up on the mountains there at the airport, so they may not be showing the fog in the valley, so just take it easy out there this morning. 68 Harlan, Middlesboro, Jonesville, Wise to 75 in Prestonsburg. A lot of folks there right around 70. You factor in those dew points. Yeah, it's still muggy out there, that's for sure this morning. Forecast today, 60% chance of showers and storms. That will be coming in with that cold front. The rest of the forecast, including some more current conditions and tracking out the rain for you, comes up here in just a couple of minutes. Will?
All righty, Brandon, thank you. Well, a community is remembering a 34-year-old man who died in a car crash Tuesday. WYMT's Madison Pergram talked to his family and people in the community about him.
I miss you, Robbie.
One family and community are spending their day remembering one of their own.
He made friends wherever he worked, wherever he went. He's very outgoing. He loved fishing.
Robbie Robinson died after a head-on collision Tuesday in Perry County.
I was shocked. It was unreal. It's still unreal.
His sister, Sarah Vidito, shocked after she received the news.
He was one of a kind.
A one-of-a-kind person whose world was centered around his family.
He loved his family, and his life was all about his boys. And his
boys and his wife, that's what he revolved around.
Robbie leaves behind a wife and 3 boys.
I just can't imagine them growing up without their father.
He was not only known as a remarkable father, but a friend to many.
He was the type of person that could make you smile even on your worst day.
Santa Miller, a family friend, was the last person to talk to him.
You never know whenever somebody's going to go.
Wishing she could redo one thing.
If I had known that he was going to go, I would have hugged him tightly.
But there is one thing she will continue to do.
I'll be there for the family until the end of time.
All while remembering Robbie and the life and legacy he leaves behind.
I love you.
In Hazard, Madison Pergram, WYMT Mountain News.
A bank account is set up for burial fund donations, and those donations can be dropped off at any People's Bank. We also learned the funeral arrangements for Jeannie Gayhart, the other person who died in that crash. Her visitation is Friday from 6 until 9 at County Line Community Church. Her funeral is Saturday at 1, also at the church. Gayhart was 62 years old. Yesterday, Kentucky State Police released the name of the man killed in a Pulaski County crash. It happened on Kentucky 452 in Eubank. Troopers say 32-year-old Devin Sherman of Somerset died Tuesday night when he lost control of his vehicle and left the roadway. Sherman's vehicle rolled several times and he was ejected. The Pulaski County Coroner's Office pronounced Sherman dead at the scene. Troopers are still investigating the crash. In Laurel County, a crash caused major issues for drivers Wednesday morning on I-75. Officials say a Penske box truck crashed on the median near the 29-mile marker. The truck ended up slanted on top of the median. No one was hurt. It took several hours for crews to clear the scene. Well, 2 years ago, on August 21st, while the world was celebrating the eclipse, a Leslie County family lost their loved one. Paige Hayes died when a car hit her in downtown Hyden. She was only 23 at the time. WYMT's Lacey Roberts sat down with her parents as they reflect on her memory.
Trying to find the words to say.
A little emotional, a lot emotional.
To describe how they feel.
Went up and just had a picnic beside the grave and just spent some time with Paige. And, you know, we go up there all the time, but like today, it's just, I don't know, it's different today.
Kind and caring are words Paige Hayes' parents have no trouble using to describe their daughter.
She was raised that way, to be good to people and to be kind, so people would remember her that way.
Someone they can never forget.
Every memory I have of Paige is special.
Wanting everyone to know their faith got them through.
He's given us a peace that surpasses all understanding.
Knowing one day they will be reunited. In Perry County, Lacey Roberts, WYMT Mountain News.
Now, Hayes' family says they know justice for Paige will come and they are thankful for all the support. The Martin County Sheriff's Department has had a rough year. From layoffs to cutbacks, Sheriff John Kirk has struggled to keep it afloat. But now things may be looking up for the Martin County Sheriff's Department. They are hiring 2 new deputies and resuming normal office hours. Sheriff Kirk says although things appear to be getting better, they're not in the clear yet.
Hopefully next year, maybe the fiscal court will be able to go back to giving me more money. If not, you know, it's just going to be tight. It's going to be real tight to try to make it.
A state advancement of $60,000 is helping the department pay for bills and salaries. If the 2 new deputy hires pass another test, they should be on the road within the next 2 months. The American Legion Legacy Riders traveled across eastern Kentucky yesterday as they continue their ride from Florida to Indiana. Later today, the riders will finish their ride at the American Legion National Convention in Indianapolis. WYMT's Hannah Reynolds talked to veterans about the impact of their ride.
300 bikers from across the country riding together through Kentucky during the American Legion Legacy Ride after a span of several days and states.
And it was just a real big welcome, great support from the Sheriff's Department and the Kentucky State Police made it all worthwhile.
The ride started in Lady Lake, Florida on Sunday and will finally be finished on day 5.
Tomorrow we'll leave here and go to Indianapolis, Indiana, which is where the National Convention's being held.
The veterans ride in the summer heat for thousands of miles to help the families of fellow veterans.
The money is raised primarily for the purpose of being able to provide educations for the children of the fallen and the severely disabled.
That money is awarded through the Legacy Scholarship Fund, which is where the money they raise along the way is dedicated. Last year, the American Legion Legacy Riders raised $1.3 million. This year, they're hoping to top it. In Laurel County, Hannah Reynolds, WYMT Mountain News.
Now anyone can donate to the Legacy Scholarship Fund at legion.org. Well, as CBD and hemp products become more popular, we have heard from folks concerned about losing their jobs because of using those products. Experts say hemp-based products will not get you high, but some may still have trace amounts of THC in them that could show up on a drug test. An effort in Frankfort to put protections in place for workers who use hemp products got stuck in committee during the 2019 regular session. In the meantime, attorneys say workers should know their company's policy and talk to their boss about it.
And I think it's very important on the flip side for employers to make sure that they, in this changing landscape, that they reconsider their policies and they think about exactly what they want their policy for CBD oil to be.
The concentration of THC in the plant is the main difference between hemp and marijuana. By law, industrial hemp cannot have a THC concentration higher than 0.3%. Now, here is a sweet story. Umpires working the Washington Nationals versus Pittsburgh Pirates game last night visited a local children's hospital and hosted a Build-A-Bear event for patients. This was part of the Umps Care charity program. Major League Baseball umpires have hosted 161 children's hospital visits since this program began in 2006. They've also handed out more than 15,000 Build-A-Bears.
Forecast this morning getting a little bit more on the rain side there for some folks, especially those northern and western counties. Live pinpoint Doppler radar. We take a look and you can see the spread out continuing across from central Kentucky, popping up in certain locations. And we're seeing new storms popping up now in Rockcastle County, just to the north and south of Mount Vernon, one just to the north of McKee and Jackson County, and coming up on the area between Somerset and Science Hill on Highway 27 there in Pulaski County. So if you're traveling this morning in the western and northern parts of the area, keep that in mind. Temperatures in the upper 60s and low to mid 70s across the area. Prestonsburg at 75 and Pikeville at 74. Two of the warmer spots across our region. Across the state, 78 already in Bowling Green, 79 in Nashville, 72 Lexington, 69 in the Tri-Cities and in Charleston, West Virginia. Our day planner today takes us up into the mid to upper 80s, but again, shouldn't be as warm as yesterday because the rain chances should knock those temperatures down. Will?
All righty, Brandon, thank you. And thank you for joining Mountain News this morning. More news is on the way. Coming up, as students walk into classrooms to start a new year, one principal in Colorado is walking into a new school. Plus, we will tell you about a heartwarming story and a teachable moment out of the Great Smoky Mountains National Park.